1 lead on the Pelicans. Listen to the comparison his teammate Andre Iguodala made after the game.
It kind of reminded me of MJ. I don't like to make that comparison, but he got to his, David, you know, he got to his spots, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then when you see that look in his face, carries over to the rest of the guys, and we, in turn, take that to the defensive end, get stops, go back and do the same thing.
You know what I love, Greeny? I have to say this as a former player. I saw Kevin Love do this with LeBron. When guys like, I saw it in his eyes this morning.
I knew something was going to be different.
You only say that when you win. I promise. That's when you enjoy playing with a really great player.
But the other thing he said that was interesting was he said, I don't want to make this comparison, but he's just like MJ. So
I don't mean to insult you, but
if you didn't want to make that comparison, then don't compare someone to Michael Jordan. So if you look at Durant right now, purely as an offensive force, is he harder to stop than LeBron James?
Yes, he's a professional scorer, Greeny. Here's a guy that's been a 50% from the floor, 40% from three, 90% free throw shooter for as long as I can remember. Like Kevin Durant effortlessly got 38 points. We're going to show LeBron because they're loud. Yeah, because LeBron is a physical specimen. And a lot of his points, he's going through the defense. Kevin Durant, this is effortless how he's getting his buckets. He can do it from three. He can do it from mid-range. He can do it on the post. And the shot that LeBron just adopted, the turnaround step-back jumper, KD's been shooting that for a couple of years.
I do think there's something about the eye test with both of them. LeBron just looks like a much more intimidating figure out there, and he'll just bulldoze his way over everyone. But it's interesting to me because the shots with Durant, a lot of those were contested shots, and you saw him. He elevated just as easily over Anthony Davis as he did over Drew Holiday. For me, that's an image that's going to stick with me for this game.
At his size, and I'm talking about Kevin Durant now. Look, LeBron is unbelievable, and as an all-around player, to me, there is no comparison between these two. LeBron James, his comparisons are all ghosts, players who've played before. But purely as an offensive player, I'm just sitting here, I jotted down the names of some of the unstoppable offensive players in the game's history. Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Jerry West. He's that. Kevin Durant, at 7 foot, to have the diverse offensive game that he does, the league has never had a pure scorer better than Kevin Durant.
I see where you're going, and I'm rolling with you because when I first saw him play, he reminded me of somebody that I idolized growing up, George Gervin. He was just like a taller version of him, a guy that can shoot threes, a guy that can do it all out on the floor. And he does fall in line with some of the great scorers you just mentioned. He's already got 4 scoring titles. Kevin Durant, like LeBron James, those are the two guys that can realistically challenge Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time leading scoring mark.
Yeah, Durant, I'm trying to think. Gervin was what, about 6'6"?
6'7".
I mean,
yeah.
Kevin Durant is a legit 7 feet tall. It's not obvious when you watch him play
No, it doesn't look that way.
He is a legit 7
Very
feet
graceful.
tall.
Everything.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He is as unstoppable an offensive force, I think, as the game has ever had. Now, speaking of Durant, what lit a fire under him? That fire in his eyes, you were saying. Might have been this guy.
Ooh, that's fun.
So Draymond Green said he was so upset, he himself, Draymond, after Game 3, with the way they played, that he couldn't sleep. And he was up all night watching film. And he sent Kevin Durant a lengthy text at 4 o'clock in the morning saying he would challenge KD to be more aggressive. And Durant just responded by saying, I got you. Do you think that had anything to do with his performance yesterday?
No. Not at all. And the great thing, this falls into the category of urban legend. First and foremost, dog, don't be texting me at 4 in the morning when you get up and go to the bathroom.
Seriously.
Okay.
Or
Next,
whatever it is.
He said he was up all night watching film.
Correct.
Greeny.
I know that's what he said. The next thing, when you text me at 4 in the morning, I don't look at the message at 4. He probably didn't get it till like 10 in the morning. That's number 2.
True.
Number 3, Kevin Durant was a part of the game plan to be dominant against Drew Holiday any way you slice it. Say that the New Orleans Pelicans would have won this game. We would not even be talking about the text.
I get it.
Okay,
but you know why they didn't win the game? Because Draymond fired up Kevin Durant so much at a 4 o'clock in the morning text that KD could not be stopped.
How about this? How about just throw the text out because it is a little corny. But can we give Draymond Green the credit as far as being the fire on this team? Everyone on that team is obviously uber talented, but there's something about the passion, as we call it, with Draymond Green that seems vital in this team's success.
All jokes aside, I'm glad you went there because Draymond Green gets overlooked in the dynamic. You could call him the corny Hamptons 5. I really call it the death lineup. And what happens is at 6'7", Bees, when he can guard centers yet lead his team in assists, that becomes an invaluable playmaker that unlocks the offense. So now he's at the top of the floor while Steph and KD's in the action, while Klay's in the action. Iguodala's a Swiss Army knife. Now all of a sudden, Draymond allows that to happen. Plus his fire, his toughness, and tenacity holds them accountable. Klay doesn't speak much. Steph is not really loud and boisterous. That's what Draymond, he brings that level of toughness and emotion to that squad.
He's also made himself into a genuinely great player. And I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball because I went to school in the Big Ten. If you had told me that kid coming out of Michigan State was going to become an NBA All-Star, I would never have believed you.
Let me tell you, young people that want to play basketball, what Draymond Green did. You have to be in shape to play that game. Playing basketball is like running track. The play does not stop. You constantly go. When you look at Draymond Green when he was in college, he was fat. That's the difference. He got himself in some shape. Now he's playing like an all-star.
Yeah, he has made himself a lot of people love to hate him. He has made himself into a genuinely terrific NBA player. All right, Thursday night, now the schedule is going to figure this thing out. We may have a pair of Game 6s for you. If we do, the first one will start at 8 Eastern, Warriors-Pelicans, and then after that, Rockets and Jazz from Salt Lake. The coverage begins at 7 Eastern with NBA Countdown presented by Mountain Dew Kickstart. As always, everything is live on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. And as always, First Take follows us here on ESPN. Molly and Max and Stephen A. are getting ready to go. Guys, what's coming up this morning?
Hi, Greeny. What's going on, fellas? Stephen A., what is up with your Sixers? And Max, your Raptors?
Well, I will talk about what's up with my Sixers in the show. Make no mistake about that. I'm still furious over what I saw Saturday, but there's a lot to get into.
You know, I talk about something else, but Molly, you know who doesn't trust the process and who didn't? Those who don't understand the process. We're going to get into it.
I'm also wondering if you're starting to get a little nervous about that Houston pick, Max.
Who, me? Worried?
Discuss that as well.
Let's stick to the Raptors for now. Yes,
One
I'm worried about the Raptors pick has gone by the wayside.
All right. First Take in just a few minutes. More Get Up after the break. Stay here.